Did you?
Okay, this is
I,
a
okay.
gift of gab show. I have two guests that I've been waiting for a long time. Two Concordia University volleyball players, or should I say the number two ranked Concordia volleyball team. This is Ashley Keck and Ella Waters. Am I getting your name right? I'm thinking. I
Yep.
haven't actually met Ella, I don't think. But
Nope.
no. So let me start with a little background. Like, where'd you play high school? Where are you from?
Yeah, I'm Ashley, and I am from Kearney, Nebraska, and I played at Kearney Catholic.
I'm Ella, and I'm from Hickman, Nebraska, and I played at Norris.
Yeah, I actually live about 6 or 7 miles from Hickman, so I've
Okay.
been to Norris. Norris has had a few athletes come out of there, so
Yeah.
must be a pretty good program. Did you guys ever play each other in high school?
No.
No.
No?
Well,
Did
we
you know?
together
Well,
our was it our senior year?
yeah.
In our senior year, Kearney Catholic used to hold this tournament in the summer called Top 10, and it's supposed to be like the top 10 Nebraska like high school teams. We got to play each other there, but
We won.
I think yeah they won barely
Oh,
though.
really?
Here's my two,
Okay.
but yeah they did.
So, when you were looking at colleges, did you have multiple schools on your list?
Um, yeah, I would say being from Central Nebraska and like a multi-sport athlete, I didn't do the greatest job of recruiting. It's kind of hard to get around to do that type of stuff. But I Concordia was definitely one of my first places. But then I was also looking at a little bit of Washburn, where my like high school setter went to college.
Okay, okay.
For me, I would say I had a lot of options, but I did go to Washburn my freshman year, and then I ended up transferring to Concordia my sophomore year. So,
Washburn's D2, aren't they?
yep, and Topeka, Kansas. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there for a basketball game one time.
Yeah.
Because I used to teach at Benedictine in
Oh, nice.
Atchison, Kansas, and they played basketball there one time. And I
Yeah.
used to go to Topeka a lot to a comedy club called Jeremiah Bullfrogs. I don't think it's even there anymore. It was like attached to a sports bar. Um, so what was it about Concordia that made you finally say, yeah, I'll come here?
I would definitely say like being close to home for me, but also just being like a faith-based education. And then like Ben and Angie always did an amazing job of like communicating and like keeping in touch with me. And that was really important to me because they showed that continuous want and like desire to have me on the team. Whereas some other coaches I felt like that reached out to me, like it was just a check-in occasionally, but nothing that Ben and Angie like showed us for me.
I would say, like, coming from a small town, Stewart's a small town, and like the atmosphere and the community is really cool here. And then Ben and Angie were super supportive and like having me come on a visit when I was transferring, and they made that process super easy. And then like just meeting was really nice. And yeah,
So when you transferred last year, did you have to sit out?
I was actually ineligible last year. I thought I had enough credits for academic wise, but I didn't have enough to play, so I could not play. So
And I don't mean to laugh at that, but I lost a semester because of that too.
yeah.
I was a tennis player in college and I dropped a class that dropped me below the 12 credit hours, which I didn't know about at the time. But the reason I was wondering why you sat out is when I played, if you transferred, you had to sit out a year unless the coach or athletic directors gave you permission, from the school you were at. But you don't have to do that anymore, do you?
No, only if you transfer like in your conference, at least from the GPAC, you have to sit out. Since I came from a D2 school, I didn't have to sit out. I just sat out because
Oh, okay. So
That
is
was,
there a
sorry.
is there a NAIA version of a portal or
Uh,
no?
I mean,
I think
I really don't. I just
I
answered
just
the
haven't heard of one. I didn't know if that was
I
something
entered
that's
the transfer,
possible. I don't know.
and then Ben and Angie, I think, like saw it on whatever they use, like as a coach. So
Oh, okay, okay.
I don't know if
Yeah,
there's like one just for
Ben,
NA.
Ben and Angie have done a really good job. They turned that around really quick.
Yeah.
because I taught at Concordia for people that don't know that. I
Mhm.
taught at Concordia from like 2014, I think, to 22. And so I was there before Ben came and saw, I mean, I don't want those girls to watch and get mad at me, but there's a huge difference now in the
Yeah.
program. And so, and I assume a lot of that's due to those two working together.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So when they go recruit, do you talk to Ben or do you talk to both of them or?
I talked to both of them. I mean, Angie does a lot of like keeping in touch with like the texting and stuff, but when I was on the visit, it was a lot of more of Ben for me at least. But
Mine was both, yeah.
So both high schools were small. How many students were at your high schools? You know?
Norris is pretty big. We're a Class B school, so.
Oh, really? Okay. I did see something or somebody told me last year that Hickman was the fastest growing town in Nebraska.
Probably. It is getting pretty big.
It seems like there's a lot more houses there. So tell me the difference between high school volleyball and college volleyball.
yeah, I feel like for me personally, I was told a lot about the speed of the game, which like I feel like that could definitely be the case for some people, but for me, it was more of like figuring out how to hit towards like a really high block. Like in high school, I mean, I was C1, so kind of the smaller end of the high schools, and I was just able to kind of crush every ball. Like I said, I would just get up in the air and I could crush it. So definitely like relearning almost how to hit around that block or like using that block more so than just crushing it because that can't happen every time anymore.
Now you're both hitters, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because I watch a lot of volleyball. It's probably my favorite thing to watch. Volleyball and golf and tennis. Those are the only things I really watch. But I hear people say opposites, and the opposite's usually the right side, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ella, you're more on that side, right?
I am, yeah.
But you're both right-handed.
Yep.
Okay. So same thing for you, Ella. Was it the speed or the height?
It was for the block too. I would say in high school, as like for Norris, we ran a pretty fast tempo. So it's hard for like blockers to get up there and block. So I also just hit the ball, go straight down.
You're pretty tall. How tall are you?
I'm 6'3".
6'3". And Ash, you're like 5'10".
5'11".
Oh, sorry. I just know you're taller than me. That's all I know. So the way I understand it, and I've been watching Ash since you were a freshman, because that's when I had you in class. I think was in your freshman year, because that was my last year at Concordia. So I'm blaming you for having to make trips back to Concordia.
Oh yeah.
Volleyball, but the GPAC is generally the best conference, isn't it? For NAIA.
Yep. There's
So,
pretty like good one up in Oregon, kind of, which we kind of ran into a little bit of that ranking situation when we just found out our games yesterday because Southern Oregon team actually passed us, so we're ranked 4th going into nationals. But I would definitely consider the GPAC one of the higher.
So if you're ranked 4, does that put you on the Northwestern side?
Yep. So we'd have to play the Final Four. And actually, we win our pool, and if Bellevue wins their pool, we'll play them in the Elite 8. And then, we beat Bellevue, then we'll play Northwestern Final Four.
And you played Bellevue, right?
Yep, that's loss.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
It was kind of ugly.
Yeah. So probably our season, but.
So how does do you know how many teams in your conference are ranked?
I think
there's 4. Well,
3 are ranked.
Yeah.
Okay.
3 that have made it to the opening round.
Northwestern, us, and then Midland.
Yeah.
Okay. So being in a good conference, I'm assuming, helps you get ready for the tournament.
Yeah, for sure.
What's the biggest advantage you think? Because you could probably have gone to another conference and run through undefeated.
Yeah.
But maybe not be as ready.
Yeah, we just played that opening round game, and I mean they won their conference, and we just swept them. So I mean, getting second in our conference still shows like,
Yeah.
even though we got second, it's obviously really high.
That team looked good to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're good.
They played well. They had a lot of good hitters
Mhm.
and so that seemed like to me that would have been a good preparation to go to
Yeah.
Sioux City. So now you go to Sioux City for the rest of the tournament.
Mhm.
Tell us how they do that. They put you in brackets, right? Or
Yeah.
groups?
So there's pool A through pool H, and which is like 8 pools, and there's 3 teams in each pool. And pool play is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We'll play. We're like 4th, so we're the highest team in our pool, and we'll play on Wednesday and Thursday at 1 o'clock. And then if we win both of those games, we get put to the Elite 8 on Saturday.
Okay. Well, I don't want to pressure you, but I can't make Wednesday, so
Okay.
in your pool, so I'll try to come up for Thursday. But so tell me what's going on with the team. How have you seen the team get better through the season?
Yeah, I feel like we're a pretty competitive team, and so early on the season, even like a prime example was our loss to Bellevue. We were just really tense, I felt like, and very serious.
So,
Yeah. So I feel what we have.
Bellevue,
What?
sorry, Bellevue was like your third or fourth match of the year, wasn't it? It was pretty early.
Yeah,
it
was at
was
that
really
tournament.
early. Yeah, the Omaha tournament.
Yeah. But just like learning to play with smiles on our faces, and like the last mistake we just had does not matter. It's 1 point, and playing with, we really tried to focus on joy, playing with that joy while also playing competitive has been really important for us.
Especially because like half our team is new to playing on the varsity, like A side pretty much. So
Right.
just getting used to that.
I'll tell you that's one of the biggest differences I see from, and my only experience as an athlete was a tennis player in college. But what I see every time, like if either one of you miss a shot, an attack, everybody comes back and they're still smiling. And it's the same. And I see the same thing at Nebraska and at, Pitt and, every school that I watch. And to me, that seems better. I mean, we
Yeah.
weren't like that. I mean, when I was playing, we weren't like that.
Yeah.
And for 6 years, I was a Division II women's golf coach.
Mhm.
And I can tell you they weren't like that.
Yeah.
But that's more of an individual sport. So you don't come back to, meet with everybody after every point. But it
Yeah.
feels like that, to me, that seems like a good thing because it keeps you more relaxed. And
Yeah.
so I'm assuming though that sort of has to come down from the coaches.
Yeah.
They stressing that.
Yeah, I would say definitely the coaches, but we also get to meet with Doc Woodman, who's a sports psychiatrist every so often, and we really talk about our mental health, I guess, as athletes and what benefits each other, and we're just open in conversation and like what doesn't benefit one another, and then we make way of those comments from each other, and we grow off of that too.
Yeah, those make a huge difference. I mean, that didn't really sports psychologists didn't exist when I was playing. But
Yeah.
I did meet with one starting around 1979, 80,
Mhm.
and it does help, I
Yeah.
think. And it seems like the impression I get is that's all the way through the whole roster that everybody seems pretty happy. And
Yeah.
you have a huge team.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about you two individually. How have you each improved, do you think, through the season or since last year?
Yeah, I mean, we're both taking on roles as upperclassmen, and so being freshmen, sophomores, we knew our ability, but like being those upperclassmen, we have to think about more so like what we do or how we react to things can affect others on our team, like playing with joy and smiles and like those mistakes. And I think that's like really helped our team be successful for all of us upperclassmen too.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the coaches treat each of you differently? I mean, because you kind of have to a little bit, don't you?
I mean,
I don't mean like in how they would treat you being fair. I mean, like
Yeah.
some people are more, need more encouragement, and other people can
Yeah.
take criticism better. And so that's how I would. That's
So
what
we
I was.
talked about that with Doc. Like we each went around the circle and like, what do you like and don't like? And so like for me, I like feedback and like criticism kind of. And so that helps me, but that might not help the person that plays left back or something.
Right.
So
Right.
each person's differently and they know that and they kind of use that to
And I had smaller teams when I was coaching. We only had like 10 or 12 golfers. And I'll tell you a quick story. One of my golfers, when she was a freshman, she was kind of hot tempered anyway, but we were playing in Brookings, and the first hole, there's a big hill on the right side, and it's all weeds and stuff really tall. And she hits her first drive of the day in those weeds.
Oh no.
She slams her club down on the ground and starts talking like a golfer, which is a lot of 4-letter words.
Yeah.
So I walked down the fairway with her, and I waited until we were about 100 yards away because I didn't want people to hear me. But I went over to her about 100 yards down the fairway, and I said, you're not really good enough to get that mad about one shot. And she started laughing. But I can tell you, if there were 2 other girls on the team, if I had said that to them, they'd have hit me.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
and I think the coach has to know that. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
how to treat people different. And they seem to, I mean, my impression is that they have a pretty good relationship, with the players.
Yeah.
But that leads into the next question. You have over 30 players, don't you, on the team total?
Yep.
So how do you organize practice with 30 players?
Yeah. We have a JV training and a varsity training, and right now obviously we're in postseason, so JV's done, but in practice we always just have 2 courts set up for the first part of practice.
Okay.
Or so, like practicing on more position stuff. We talk about like split court and doing like pins on one side, passers, setters, servers on the other, and then like really breaking down those mechanics of blocking or hitting for us more so, and then serving passing for the others. But when we get on just like our varsity training side, we have more of like an A and a B side, and A side is just like more of the start. And we'll play like games or go win it drills against the B side. And sometimes it's like set up more so for us to not fail, but like hard for us to win. And so we get into those challenges to
So
get.
a lot of it's drills.
Yeah, I would say just
Yeah.
drills, and then
The
like
first half at least.
yeah,
It's
and then
more drills.
second half is more games of like scrimmaging 6-on-6.
Okay. But you're doing the 6-on-6 with other varsity players,
Yeah.
Yep.
not the JV. So this is not on my list of questions, and I've asked Allie Batenhorst this too, but how do you not break your fingers blocking?
I feel
A girl on our team actually did dislocate her thumb by blocking not that long ago.
I did see her thumb wrapped up one day.
Yeah, Molly Martin, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
But
like
it must not happen very much though.
no.
So
And
do you tape, or how do you, is
we
it
don't.
just the way your hand position is?
Yeah, we don't tape in NAIA. I mean, you see a lot of like D1 girls just because they get so high and they're all insanely tall. So I feel like it's a bit of an easier problem, I guess, for them. But for us, more so like the one girl who dislocated her thumb when we were watching the video, like her thumb was blocked like this. So it like just
Oh, yeah.
but as long as you just like press over and do what you know what to do and just don't do anything at the NAIA level, I feel like it's kind of.
Yeah, that's what and I'm not a volleyball expert, but to me, the difference between NAIA is about 4 inches in height, average, and they're playing way above the net.
Oh, yeah.
A lot. So,
Yep.
I mean, you have, what's the Anna Schreck from Wisconsin that's 6'9" or something.
Yeah.
So,
Third breaker.
yeah, so but I like watching both. I will tell you, I haven't seen a high school volleyball game since I was in high school.
Oh,
But
yeah.
but I've gone to a lot of college. I've liked volleyball since I was in high school, and we used to just play it in PE classes and stuff. But
Yeah.
but it's fun to watch because it's so fast. And
Yeah.
I told one of my friends the other day, I'd rather watch volleyball than football. And you can almost get kicked out of Nebraska for saying that, but Nebraska's the best volleyball state, I think. I can't imagine that anybody's much better because you guys in Midland are both ranked. Wayne and UNK, I believe, are both ranked.
Yeah.
Creighton's going to get the host. I mean, they might end up being a top 4
Yeah.
seed in the tournament, and so outside I'll tell you another difference between while you guys are playing and when I played is when I played, we were told as tennis players, we do not want you lifting weights, because you're going to get stiff and slow and so. But tell us a little bit about what you do other than on court. So
Yeah. During season, we have like about 2 lifts throughout the week, and our coach Berner, it's our weights coach. He controls all of that programming for us, and he's been doing it for a while, so he kind of knows what we need and what we don't need. We'll have deload weeks occasionally, but then come springtime, we do a lot of our off-season training. We'll have like morning workouts together as teams. We'll do like circuits and really get after it.
Conditioning.
Conditioning.
Yeah. So how much conditioning is weight training versus cardio stuff?
Yeah. Last year we did a lot of like treadmill work during our weight training. And so we do those, and then we do like a few like shuffle sprints like after the treadmill sprints. So that was a lot, like it was kind of conjoined. Other than that, like our coaches sometimes after like spring practices and such, like we'll have conditioning after those.
Right. So I'm assuming, I mean, it's pretty obvious that you're both competitive. Do you guys is it more fun for you to sweep somebody and play really well, or to go 4 or 5 sets with somebody?
Sweep.
Yeah. I'd say, I
Sweep?
feel like it depends the team though too.
Yeah.
Like even though we just lost to Northwestern in the GPAC championship, like it was a really fun game to play.
Yeah.
And it was really
Yeah.
competitive, and it was 5 sets. And
Yeah, because I felt that way as a player. I mean, obviously you get on top of people and you just want to like finish them off. I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of the goal when you're out there. But the matches I enjoyed the most were longer matches.
yeah.
They were close and they were competitive, and it just felt like more satisfying, I guess, to win those than like a 6-0, 6-0 match or something. But
Yeah.
but I agree with that. You want the sweep to get out of there and get some
Yeah.
rest.
Puts less stress on people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you guys do for recovery after matches?
Well, we just ice, but I mean, like this week we're off for school, so we're just practicing and lifting. So we'll have like occasional ice bath times if we want, or like you can go in and talk to the trainer, get stem therapy, scraping,
Yeah.
that type of stuff if things are particularly hurting you. But it's kind of an in-depth thing for recovery, and I think our
Yeah.
trust us that we're gonna take care of our bodies and voice to them if we need maybe like a day off or to go lighter on a practice because something's really bothering us, and they take really good care of us understanding this. Yeah.
So that's another thing I think that's different between NAIA and D1 is D1's controlling what they eat and
Yeah.
their rest time and recovery more than they would with you guys, I would think.
Mm-hmm.
But they also have a lot more money to spend.
Yeah.
So let me I have a couple of questions that I did not send you, but let's talk about school for a second. Because it feels like volleyball is kind of a full-time job when you're at least in season.
Yeah.
How hard is it, or how many classes do you take? How hard is it to keep up?
Yeah. I take like 15 to 16 credits, so that's like 5 classes. Our professors here at Concordia work with us really, really well, and a lot of them are big supporters of obviously the volleyball program too. And So just we really communicate early with those professors, what days we're gonna miss, what we're gonna miss, how to make it up. I mean, we're gonna be hopefully gone for over a week next week, and then the week after that for nationals. And so like we already talked about that with our professors last week, and figuring out like if our coaches can proctor exams for us at Sioux City if we need them to, and just that type of stuff. So even though it is like a full-time job and it does get very stressful for us, I think our coaches and professors make it really easy and less stressful for us.
Yeah. So how many hours a week do you think you're just focused on volleyball and workouts and, training?
Oh,
I don't even know.
like 2 hours a day. I feel like we practice, but then
Uh,
on what, Monday, Wednesday, we left for like 30, 45 minutes. So
so you're spending at least 20 hours a week, probably.
yeah.
And then
More on weeks where you're traveling and stuff. So.
Yeah.
And then Ella and I use the training room to our advantage, so we're always in there getting STEM and stuff before practices or games, or even just throughout the day. If we have some free time, we'll hop in and go get some stuff done. But
Yeah.
How do you feel like I'm actually teaching still, but I'm gonna finish in about 10 days after 41 years.
nice.
But and I love the teaching part of it, but I want to focus on this and try to get this built up. And it's been hard to do, trying to do 5 classes at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But I always taught at small schools, and in Chadron State, I was there for 16 years, and they varied. When I was there, they varied anywhere from about 2,000 to 3,000 students. Benedictine was about the size of Concordia, I think. So, and I like small schools partly because you get to know the students better.
Yeah.
You'll see them more. And I like 4-year schools better than 2 years schools. I've done both, and you get to know them a little bit more in a 4-year school. I do still remember the first day that I had you in class and you said you were a volleyball player, and I asked you if you were any good. And you were kind of modest. I think you said, I think I'm okay, or something like that. And I told your dad a couple years ago that you would be an All-American, so you better be this year, or it's gonna make me look stupid. So, but I like small schools, but the other thing I noticed at small schools is that a lot more of the faculty try to go to games, and maybe not every sport, but because I basically have gone to volleyball and basketball at Concordia. I've gone to tennis matches. I've gone to watch the golf team. Cross country, I went to their regional or whatever. One of the cross country girls was in my class the year before you came, I think, or 2 years before you came. And she actually invited me to her wedding because
nice.
the guy she was marrying, they met in my class. So
That's awesome.
That's cute.
so I've been to hers, and I went to Taylor Cockrell's wedding, and she was a basketball player, but I think she might have been gone when you got there. So it's been fun, and I have students that still keep in touch with me from 35 years ago. So that part's been pretty cool. So I do like small schools. I never really wanted to be at a place like UNL or Michigan or someplace big, because their focus is more research than it is teaching if you're there. So I usually end these. Well, let me ask you one more. You did mention that you won your first round Saturday, and they were from San Antonio.
Yep, Texas.
Yeah, they looked like they weren't losing very many players when I went down the roster, so they could be
Pretty young team.
I've only been watching Concordia volleyball for about 6 years, but they seem like the best first round team that you've played.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's how you guys felt or not, but
I felt like yeah, for sure. They ran
so,
fast offense, which is kind of a little different just because like our block is so big, and so it was a little harder to adjust to, but nothing that we couldn't do for sure.
Yeah, it did seem like early they were getting on you quicker than you were getting a block up.
Yeah.
And it gradually changed as the match went on a little bit.
Yep.
But so last year though, you went to Sioux City.
Mhm.
And I don't want to bring this. You lost to Midland, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you think that's going to help you this year?
I mean, my last 2 years we've lost actually in the pool play round, and so I think like not overlooking anyone. Like we're all at nationals now.
Mhm.
It's all for all. Like no one is better than anyone. Like yeah, we have a 4 in front of our name, and Northwestern has a 1 in front of your name. But if you lose a game, that doesn't mean anything. You're done.
Right.
And so just
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I feel like once you get there, the number doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
And everybody's good or they wouldn't be there.
yeah, we're all for the same thing, and
Yeah,
it's gonna be us, and that's all we can do, and that'll get us far enough.
yeah. So I remember one of the girls that played on my golf team one day asking me, she said, "This is making me so mad. I'm hardly getting to play." And I was the #1 player at my high school. And I pulled her aside and I pulled her over where we could see the rest of the girls practicing. And I said, "Look at all those girls over there." And she said, "Yeah." And I said, "Every one of those girls was the #1 player at their high school."
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's different, but I feel like, and I don't know if the top 24 ranked teams made it to Sioux City, but if they made it there, they deserve to be there.
Yeah.
And so you have to take everybody serious.
Mhm.
But I am gonna try to come up Thursday for sure. I don't think I'll be able to on Friday, or on Wednesday, sorry.
You're good. Play Wednesday.
Like 1 o'clock.
We play Wednesday and Friday at 1 o'clock. We don't play
Oh,
Thursday.
Wednesday and Friday. Oh,
Yeah.
Friday's even better.
Okay.
Friday works. So I usually close this by asking some just like fun off the top of your head questions.
Okay.
I usually do 5 questions, but since it's volleyball, I did 6
Okay.
for 6 rotations. So just give me quick thoughts. If you can't think of anything, that's okay. I won't cut it out.
Okay.
First question for both of you is, if you could trade places with anyone for a day, who would you trade places with?
Oh gosh.
I feel like one athlete.
Yeah.
Like I think that would be really cool. Just
To
like
experience it.
yeah, see all the things that they get to do.
Did you say a D1 athlete?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess if I'm asked that question and I was a volleyball player, I would say Jordan Larson.
Yeah.
Because when I moved to Lincoln, she was playing and
Yeah.
would get to see her. I really want to get her on here.
Yeah.
So, man, I did play golf with somebody who's a friend of hers, so I think
Nice.
it might happen. So, second question, favorite place you've ever visited or a place you would like to visit?
Hawaii.
Hawaii?
Hawaii. Very pretty.
I don't really know.
Have you been or no? Is this someplace you'd like to be or have you gone?
Oh, I've been there. I went there a couple years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Any
feel
place you would like to go that you haven't gone to?
Like Italy.
or like the Europe.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't. I would like to go to Italy too. I'd like to go to Italy and Ireland. Those
Yeah.
are the 2 that I'd like to see. I've been to Scotland a few times and it was fun. So I don't know why I didn't get to Ireland. Oh. Okay, next question. Dog person or cat person?
Dog.
Dog? Geez, you both yelled at me that time. And do you both have dogs?
I have. Wait. Are you?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. We are. But yeah, we both have dogs.
Yep.
I'm allergic to cats.
I'm all that. So
Yeah. I've had both. Right now I have 1 cat, but I've had dogs and cats and sometimes at the same time. So I'm not really partial to them, but so next one is favorite memory from college volleyball so far. Might top it in a week.
Yeah, hopefully this memory changes. But at the beginning of the year, we beat Indian Wesleyan, who was ranked #1 in the nation. And I just think like I even shedded a happy tear a little bit, and it was just like a really satisfying moment because we all
Did they win last year?
yep, they won national.
I
They're
thought they
actually
won nationals.
they're ranked this year.
Where are they?
They're two.
2? Okay.
A little interesting, but
Ella, what's yours?
what?
Probably playing for like the first time this year because I calculated it. I sat up for like 600 something days from like the last volleyball game to the very first time I played a volleyball game at Concordia. So that was exciting.
So did you play at Washburn, or did you go there in redshirt, or what did you do?
I played a little bit at Washburn, but
So does that cost you a year in NAIA?
yeah.
So you each have two years left?
Well, I have
You have 1.
volleyball season and then my senior year, but
I redshirted last year, so I have 2 more years.
Okay.
So I could play a 5th year if I wanted to.
Do you think you'll do that?
More than likely, yeah, but we'll see.
I mean, if I was in your position, I probably would, just
Yeah.
because you can't get it back.
Yeah.
You know, and you don't have a chance to do that unless you're planning to go play for the Supernovas or something. So
No.
so there, I think were you guys both multi-sport athletes
Yeah.
in high school?
Yep.
Okay, so then my next question is kind of redundant then. So if you're not a volleyball player, what sport do you think you would have played?
I think I would have basketball. I would have done track.
You ran track. What did you run in track?
I ran the 300 hurdles, 4x4, and I did long jump.
Yeah. Was maybe you were the one that told me this, but Whitney Lowenstein?
Yeah,
You
I
ran against her, didn't you?
against her when got disqualified in the state championship my junior year.
You got disqualified, or she did?
No, she did. Waverly got first and they broke a state record, but she passed on the inside lane.
Oh, okay.
The track, so they got disqualified.
Okay, last question. This is not a volleyball question, but since you're both getting closer to graduation, what's your dream job or career?
You go.
I want to be an elementary teacher, like 3rd grade. So
In Hickman?
I don't know where I want to go yet, but
Yeah. I would almost think it'd be hard to go back to Hickman because then you'd have all these teachers that you had.
Yeah, well, a lot of the teachers are new. So
Ash, what's yours?
I don't really know. Something business related, maybe marketing.
Are you a marketing major?
I'm business major, minor marketing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So either one of you have any aspirations to coach?
Yeah.
I feel like eventually, yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys do, as a team, you do camps and stuff, right? For little girls?
Yep. All summer long.
So do they come to Seward, or do you ever go out to their schools?
There's a few schools that like will reach out to Ben and Angie that we have throughout the summer, and then like a few girls will go to their high school and do a camp. But otherwise, a lot of like the individual camps we have here on campus, and then we also have some team camps where teams come and play.
Okay. Do you have any Seward girls on the team?
Nope.
No, but one just
one graduated, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I'll tell you a quick story, and I'll tell you why I think it's important for you guys to do that, to go to have those camps, because those little girls look up to you.
Yeah.
When you go there. I was at a Nebraska match 3 or 4 years ago, and Lexi's son was still playing.
Oh yeah.
And I was sitting next to 2 little girls that looked like they were maybe 8 or 9 years old, and they had signs for Lexi. And I said, "Is Lexi's son your favorite player?" And they both at the same time said, "No, she's our friend."
Aww.
Because they went to a camp.
Yeah.
And she helped them. So that kind of stuff, you know, you make a big impression on a little kid like that.
Yeah.
So those have to be pretty fun to do.
Yeah, they are.
Are they, when you do those all summer, are they like a week long, or are they just a couple days or?
Normally they're like one day, but like they're all day. But we also have some that are like overnight camps. We do like a team one that's an overnight camp, I believe, and then we have one that's a really big camp for us that all of us players are kind of required to be at. And that one's about 3 days long.
So what are the age range of girls that you work with in the camps?
About seniors in high school through it can get really young. We have some junior dog camps, which are like the really, really young ones.
Mhm.
Otherwise it's just like high school, middle school.
The overnight camps are usually high school, middle.
Right.
I cannot say middle. I was like,
So the other ones are puppy camps at Bulldog schools, I guess.
Yeah.
So when you work with those girls, high school girls, obviously, I would think you guys would work with the hitters.
Yeah.
But
Kind of.
the little girls, do you kind of work with everybody? Do they play every position? Or?
yeah.
Yep. They're just there to have fun and see us and what we can do.
Play
And
volleyball.
give them high fives.
How old were you both when you started?
I was young.
Yeah. I
Very
started
young.
at the YMCA. That's where I started.
Yeah. Oh, your mom was an athlete, wasn't she?
Yeah,
Right.
she played volleyball at Down, and then she coached high school volleyball at Norris for like 20 years. She was a JV coach. So I kind of grew up in the Norris gym.
Yeah. Did you play for her?
No, she stopped coaching the year before I went into high school.
Yeah. I think that would be hard to play for your mom.
Yeah, she just wanted to watch. She didn't want to coach.
Yeah. Well, and she'd probably be harder on you than the rest of the girls.
Yeah, she was my club coach a little bit.
Not
And
showing favoritism and stuff, so.
yeah.
And maybe I'm thinking of Maddie's mom was a basketball player or something. Oh,
I don't know.
the South Dakota,
I'm not sure.
but I don't remember. But I'll let you guys go. You have a pretty busy week to get ready for, but thanks for doing this. I really appreciate it.
Of course.
Yeah,
Thanks for
thank
having
you.
us.
I'll try to get this posted tonight, and I'll send you a link for it.
Perfect.
And
Thank
I'll
you.
see you guys on Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, see you
Awesome.
then.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.